Ahoy, mateys. If you happen to be watching this on the replay, welcome aboard. And if you like what you see, go ahead and hit that thumbs up for me. But beyond any doubt, thumbs up or thumbs down, leave a comment. I'd like to know why you maybe gave it a thumbs down. What's your opinion of this content? What's your opinion of the experiment that I've tried? Inquiring minds want to know. All right. We have one person lurking somewhere. Welcome aboard. Glad you're here. I'm going to wait till there's a few more aboard, matey, because I have something kind of maybe, well, at least in my mind, my little mind, something that's important to say about what is that. It's a freezer, an upright freezer. It was debatable as to what kind of freezer I wanted to portray. The upright freezer, I'd say the upright freezer is exactly what we at least want to start out with for our experiment. Hi, Bree. Welcome aboard. I'm so definitely glad you're here. In fact, the more females that come in tonight, the better, because I do have a special reason to have you here. And technically it has nothing to do with going shirtless. Jill, welcome aboard. I hope you heard that. Meanwhile, share me out. Why am I showing a freezer? Well, as you saw by the title, this has to do with mammograms. Now, I've been told by female friends of mine that having a mammogram was akin to placing your breasts in a refrigerator door and slamming it. Jill's got her tank top on. Good. Tommy's here. Well, stick around because I do have a message. I have a real reason for being here. And I know none of you believe me. You're just like, nah. What? I'm pulling your legs? Well, it might be fun. Seriously, before you crucify me, please be aware that in the last 5 years, I've lost 2 female friends to breast cancer. Wasn't pretty. First one was my neighbor next door. It was Shanna's mom. Some of you heard me speak of Shanna. She just moved 2 days ago. She's no longer here at the lake. She moved. One of the reasons she's moved is that she's just kind of like battling around in a big old house by herself. Her mom, Liz, who I was also friends with, developed breast cancer, went through all the chemotherapy and all of that. Smashed potatoes. I've heard that said too. Anyways, Liz went through all the ordeal of chemotherapy. The cancer, breast cancer, went into remission. Then she did not have a mastectomy. She kept her breasts, and then everything was going along great, and all of a sudden, boom, one day the cancer came back, and 2 months later she was gone. Perhaps Yeah, that's subject for another night. Chemotherapy, I don't know. Somehow I think radiation might be a little bit better way to attack cancer. And I won't talk about all the different ways, but most of you should know, if you don't, that you better get a mammogram, especially if the doctor says, hey, you need to get a mammogram. Don't hesitate. Don't dick around. I don't know if you can put this on a bigger screen and read it, but there's a reason. And this is put out by the American Cancer Society. There are other organizations out there that I totally agree with, and I am proud to wear a pink ribbon. Where's my pink ribbon? I don't know. It's here somewhere. I have worn it. Gosh, one of the last thing I was involved with a few years ago, we had a bulldozer. And we had a female bulldozer operator. Well, guess what we did? Yeah, you're right. We painted bulldozer pink. Now, why can't I pull this up? Here's an organization that I'm familiar with. It's called Save the Tatas. I have a good friend that was part of that organization. She was one of the organizers, as a matter of fact. It's been around for at least 15 years now, I believe. And I mentioned that I lost 2 people recently in the last 5 years. No, that's actually been a little longer than that. Well, wait a minute. Okay. My friend Tammy, she was my actual, girlfriend. This is before I had anybody else living here. Tammy was my girlfriend. And she'd come over. I mean, we had a nice relationship. Very nice. Like I say, she's my last real girlfriend. Victoria, I'll get to you in just a little bit. Because your birthday's not over yet. Not for another 45 minutes on my calendar. Linda Barker, welcome aboard. Anyways, Tammy developed breast cancer. She went ahead and had a mastectomy. She had, it was sad, but yeah. And she had them cut. And everything seemed to be fine. And unfortunately, they had not detected the cancer soon enough, and cutting her breasts off didn't work. And she passed away from the cancer that, how they say that, metastasized through the rest of her body, and that killed her. And I miss her. And I'll try not to cry, but I do miss her. And that's why I'm here to say, please get a mammogram. That's the main thing I wanted to say tonight. More than any other silliness, if you will. You know, but I know Tammy's up there saying, come on, tell him some jokes. You know? She always liked my jokes. So, well, maybe we'll get to that. In the meantime, you can find this too. All you got to do is go to Google and type in funny mammogram cartoons or funny mammogram pictures. That's how I got these. Some of these are hilarious. You know, I don't know. I hope you have a big screen because, okay, the one to this way, the lady's boobs are flat. Yes, I did have my mammogram today. Why do you ask? There's a couple others with a similar theme to that. There's a guy that got his dick caught in one. And then, of course, we got, what's her name, the lady, the old lady right here by my hand. Midge? I don't know. Yes, early detection is very important. Thank you, Jill. Thank you. That's what I'm going to say. Thank you. When I find out that you got your mammogram, I'm going to thank you and hug you, whatever it takes. Thank you. Please. I don't want to lose you. Not to breast cancer. please. It's so, I want to say, much more preventable because they have developed, you know, these machines that are amazing. I show a refrigerator because, you know, Holly's due for a mammogram. I said, oh, well, save your time and energy. I just do it here for you in the refrigerator. Of course, it's an upright. That's why I showed it upright. But then when you think about it, if you used a chest freezer, you could do both breasts at the same time. Otherwise, doing both breasts at the same time would be kind of awkward if you had to tip yourself sideways to place your boobs in the doorway and whatever. Yes, breastfeeding is definitely good. I was so happy that my children were breastfed. But now we do make fun. You know, we love to make jokes about boobs and other parts of the body, whether male or female. That's okay. But again, seriously, cancer is no joke, and it attacks many parts of the body. A man can have testicular cancer. So far, I haven't developed any breast cancers, but I'm developing breasts. I'm kidding. Yeah, definitely reduces the risk. Yes, agree. Sometimes it does run in your family. I agree with that as well. Could very well be genetic or in the DNA, perhaps. I don't know how genetics and DNA, I guess, are the same. But hereditary, I guess, is what I'm trying to say is the word. I pulled this joke on Tammy, she's upstairs watching us now. She was well endowed. Yeah, I don't know. We were watching TV one night. And, I don't know. I just said, "Hey, Tammy." She said, "Yeah, what?" I said, "I got a knock joke for you." "Okay, what?" I said, "Knock." And she goes, "Who's there?" I said, "Emma." She says, "Emma? Emma who?" I says, "No, it was Emmer, excuse me, like Emerson." But I said, "Emmer." And she goes, "Emmer who?" I said, "Emerson bodacious tatas you have there." Yeah. So that was a good joke. I enjoy that one. I've played it on a few other girls in my life too. No, I'm just barely into maybe a training bra. If you got an extra one laying around, does your daughter maybe have some that she's outgrown? I don't know. Underwires are the worst. Yeah, I believe they are. That looks uncomfortable as hell. Yeah, I wouldn't blame you, Jill. Not at all. And I certainly don't see any problem with that. I mean, you know, I may lose subscribers here tonight, and I don't care. I already lost 9 subscribers since the day began 12 hours ago. Lift weights. Now, there's another thing. Holly says, you know, she's lost 10 pounds. She says she can already tell the difference on her back. She was actually thinking about having a breast reduction because she got a seriously bad back. She's had like 3-4 surgeries, and having heavier breasts pulls her forward and hurts her back. I understand. I'd be, well, I'm a guy, you know, but it is what it is. I have one of those weightlifting things. Somebody gave it to me. I think it was Tammy gave it to me as a gag joke. It's a pair of barbells, and it's got a little, you can lift it with your finger, or you can lift it with your, okay. Thank you. Thank you, Jill. Tammy didn't really abandon me. She died. I know what you mean. seriously, we get silly with tatas. We get silly. We just get silly. But, well, as they say, life's too short to be taken so seriously. And hey, I say she's up there watching. She probably is. Or she may have already come back. I don't know who she is right now, but she's around. All right. As said, if you're watching the replay, welcome aboard. Like me or don't like me, that's okay. Hey, smiles are good. Call me V. Welcome. Like I said, I lost 9 subscribers since this morning. I don't know what. I gained 1. And the next thing I know, I lost 9. I was at 992 this morning, and now I'm at 983. 9 subscribers. Gain 1, lose 8. Silly. Or 9, whatever. It was a good live stream earlier tonight. I'm sorry if some of you missed it. I know you did, Bree. And V missed it too. It was fun. Let's see. Todd Johnson was the winner of the $5 cash word, which ended up being a loser. And then we had Devil Dog. He's won before on this channel. He was the winner of the Black Pearl scratch off, but it turned out to be a dud as well. So, well, that's gambling. And we talked about some other things like what we're going to do at M23, and the possibility that your channel names are to be converted into ping pong balls, and you'll be spinning around. And maybe on Friday, before we go live with the karaoke, maybe we'll have some kind of a see what happens, which ball comes down first and wins something. A chance to sing karaoke. You don't look at your numbers anymore. Yeah, I'm not worried about my numbers. That 1,000 thing, yeah, you know what? It's kind of a milestone. But, and it's fun. It's fun. And, hey, Vicky, are you still here? Yes, yay, boobs. I see you, Bree. Show them babies. They're bodacious. Let's see what I mean. We have fun, By the way, there's one up here. I think I pointed it out earlier. But anyway, now you can use a freezer. You can build your own mammogram machine at home. Seriously, you could use a chest freezer, and then you install the right equipment on the inside of the chest freezer, and there you've already got the coolness built in. So there's a heavy. I did go on eBay, and there is used mammogram equipment, including the booth for the operator. The only thing you'd have to buy extra would be the lead to line the wall. And then the window is actually lead impregnated. Is that a good choice of words? Anyways, the glass shields the operator as well. So that would be your only other expense other than the $4,000 for the actual X-ray mammogram style software, the equipment, the scopes, all of that. And you just put that in the freezer, so now you've got the environment for the mammogram machine. What could go wrong? You could start a neighborhood mammography, or you could buy a school bus and put your homemade mammography installed in there. Do a self-exam. Self-exams are important. Now, I heard way back in the day, in my day anyways, they encourage men to examine their wife's, girlfriend, whatever, their breast to see if they found anything unusual. And you know what? Sometimes men have detected a lump, whereas the owner of the lump didn't know it was there. And sure enough, saved the life of their loved one. I think that's cool. Do you know that breasts are mentioned in the Bible? I bet you do. I think it's Psalms or Song of Solomon about how pleasant a woman's breasts are. I'd say that's true. I'd buy that for $1. All right. That's my whole thing. Now, is Vicky still here? Where is she? Yeah, chest freezer's better because you can do both at the same time. Whereas the freezer, like I showed on the thumbnail and on my first background shot here, you'd have to turn sideways or do one breast at a time. And it might be more difficult to put the x-ray equipment in an upright. So, it was just something I was kicking around, hey, let's build one of these. But in designing it, I've decided let's go with chest freezer if we're going to build one. Besides, it has the dual innuendo. It's for chest, breasts, but chest exams. And it's a chest freezer. How appropriate. You can't breathe. You're all right. You're okay, Bree. Stay with us. Yeah, you are laughing. Mobile breast exam vehicle. I think you'll hear from the township. You're probably right with that. I got to put you up on the screen with that one. Hey, I saw a cartoon. I don't know where I saw it. It may have been in Playboy magazine, or it could have been almost any magazine these days. But here's this guy. He's holding up a board. Like, you remember the guys that wore boards for advertising? I don't know if they still do that or not. I don't think so. But anyways, he's holding up, or this board was propped up, and this guy's sitting in a chair behind it. And it said, free breast exams. Please disrobe and place breasts through these 2 holes. And he's sitting on there on the other side just waiting, but free breast exams. Okay. Give the dirty old man credit for ingenuity. All right. Where is Vicky? Vicky? I told her earlier that if she would come to my live stream. Now, that was for the 6 o'clock live stream, and she never showed up because I think she's still doing her live streaming. She started at 4 Eastern, and at 6 she was still going. But I started my live stream at 6 because that's when I start my live stream on Wednesdays and on Saturday nights too, come think of it. But it's Wednesday still tonight for half an hour more, at least here. But I wanted to sing her a happy birthday. And she's not here. Anybody else have a birthday I can sing to you? Oh, gosh. For those of you who didn't know, I salvaged a heater from a dumpster the other day. It works fantastic. I let it dry out because it had been rained on. Well, I thought, damn, that thing's in nice condition. I mean, not a scratch on it, but it's, it's like 2 by 2, maybe 2.5. Very thin. You could set it up against the wall. it only needs a little bit of space behind it to suck in air. And it's a ceramic one, so it doesn't use a lot of electricity. Man, does that thing put out some heat. Feels good on the old bare chest tonight. Vicky said she was going to bed. Well, she's had a big, long day. I think she's been preparing for her live stream. And she played her flute at least once, probably more than once tonight on her live stream or this evening. So, yeah, I'd say she's party pooped out too. So, you know, I could. I don't have Vicky's private message, but I don't have her PM. We're not friends on Facebook, or I could do it there. But you know, if you are friends with Vicky, tell her to watch the replay. And how deep are we into this? We are just at 11:26, so tell her approximately 26, 27 minutes into this live stream, she can replay it. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, quiet listener. Oh, wait, Vicky. Happy birthday to you. Thanks for coming aboard, even though it is a replay. PSV Odyssey. Welcome aboard. I don't believe I know you. What? Oh, you know Breezy. So you must be all right. I was going to say, a new troll just entered. Oh, it's Paul. Okay, see, I'm not familiar with her, Paul, but welcome aboard. Welcome aboard. You guys all know him. I don't. But I'm going to write it down because I'll visit you at some point. I'm about to go join Vicky. Say that right? All right, PSV, you're pretty popular with the ladies. PSV Odyssey. What could we make up that PSV stands for? You saw in my title the mammogram warning graphic content, and if you read in the description below it, it said RIP. Which most people, somebody died. Well, somebody did die, but it's been a little while. Research in progress. There. Not rest in peace. Research in progress. But you know, so what can we come up with? PSV. What could we? Linda knows what PSV stands for. Pray tell us. I always have issues spelling Odyssey. Somehow I never get the S's right there. Odyssey. PSV Odyssey. Look up. Maybe I'll do that later tonight when I'm laying in bed, or get to it tomorrow. So yeah, it's been a pretty good day, other than I could not get La Fortuna to start. I need to get La Fortuna to start because Holly has an appointment at 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Of course, I would love to be able to go to the scrapyard with the truck. But what I determined today, now this hasn't been a problem, but all of a sudden she's not getting spark. And there are no codes. I put the coder on, no codes. Now you would think. Yesterday it gave a code of number 2 cylinder misfiring. Well, I checked all the wiring. Then I reset and made sure that everything looked good. I did the coder test from 0, and and I didn't do any erasing of the previous codes. But for the fresh scan, it came up with no codes. So whatever I was doing with jiggling the wires around, maybe I thought in my mind fixed something, but no, it just cranks. It cranks beautiful. You know, people say, "Oh, check your battery." Bullshit. My battery is fantastic. My battery will start 3 cars at the same time easily. It won't start my truck. But that's because the truck doesn't want to start. Paul Vines, PSV. Thank you. Paul Vines. Okay. Now I know. Poor Bree. You're not dumb. All right. What have I forgotten? We took care of Vicky's song. We laughed about chest freezers. Paul, you got any Tata jokes? The one I told earlier was okay. It was a knock-knock joke about Emerson bodacious tatas you have there. I think that's it. As said, I'm a supporter of anyone concerning the pink ribbon. October is typically the National Breast Care Awareness or Breast Cancer Awareness Month. It's also Fire Safety Month, too. Well, fires don't make an appointment. That's why you should be prepared. You'll have a fire extinguisher in your house, maybe one in the garage or workshop. Make sure it's charged. A lot of people, they buy a fire extinguisher and they think, oh, that's it. Well, fire extinguishers don't stay charged forever. After 2 or 3 years, 3-4 years, they'll discharge themselves. They'll just gradually lose their pressure. Yeah, it's still got the fire retardant inside the cylinder, but it won't do you any good because there's no pressure to push it out when you pull that pin and grab the lever. So, your fire extinguisher could fail when you need it most. So that's another part of Fire Safety Month, if you will. Fires don't make appointments. Neither does cancer. Cancer doesn't make an appointment. It just shows up uninvited. So please, ladies, don't put it off. If it's time for your mammogram, it's time for your mammogram. Hello. If I have to do it myself with my fancy dancy chest freezer, come on over. Don't be shy. We're all adults here. Well, Paul doesn't know any breast jokes. Come on, get abreast of things. By the way, you can find some good cartoons. Just type in Google funny mammogram cartoons, and you'll get a whole bunch. I mean, there's a hell of a lot more on here than what I'm showing. I just did a screenshot. This is just a tiny sampling. I think it's funny. Where'd he go? Oh, there. That's one? Yeah. Now, you'd have to blow that one up. But obviously, this lady in yellow has just had her breast exam. But this guy somehow got his dick caught in the machine. Ouch. Is that how they test for testicular? Boy, I can't stalk trait today. My turds are twisted. My tang is all tangled. Anyway, is that how they test for testicular cancer? I knew a guy that had to have one nut cut off because it had cancer. He was still fertile, or what do you want to call it? I mean, he could still reproduce, but only with reproduce music that you can get on one of those copyright-free music channels. I don't know. Sue said the other day that reproductive music or reproduced music was good for reproduction. I think that's what she said. All right. An ABC type, yes, Joe. That's what I have. And yes, I checked their charged. I have two of them. I bought them 2 years ago. Both of them are still charged. I have one, also have one in the bus. So that the bus came with one from the people I bought it from. That was 3 years ago. It's still fully charged, which is a good thing. So I do check. Yes, Sue kind of does know everything, doesn't she? Linda Barker's right on her heels, let me tell you. I have moderators on my channel, but I gotta tell you, Linda and Sue are my best and favorites. You know, whatever I tell them to do. No. Linda is she puts everything up on the screen. She puts the links. Sometimes Sue does. And both of them are very good at pointing out to me when I screw up, which I definitely need. You know, we should have somehow an online party brief for our moderators. We'll come up with something like that. Get our heads together. Ouch. Why do I keep bumping into you? Oh, goodness. Yeah, you do have amazing friends. Yeah, music to reproduce by. That's what it was. It's reproduction music. How we got on that topic for karaoke night, Bree, for this coming M23. I'm concerned because I'm in charge of it, and I'm like, okay, how am I going to pull this off? I want to play, you know, if it's a Leonard Skinner song, I want it to be Leonard Skinner music. I mean, I know you can get music with the vocal ripped out. That way your karaoke participant, again, my tang stumbled, to, you know, follow the bouncing ball and sing. I just threw Leonard Skinner out there as an example. But any song. Now, we all know we can do a cappella songs, and we don't have to worry about copyright, and we're not playing any music. We're doing it with no instrumentals, just our own voices, which is cool. I don't know. I think there's some paranoid people out there. I heard something like, well, you can't even sing such and such a song without getting a copyright strike. You only go 4 seconds. Oh, I didn't know that, Linda. Congratulations. Linda Sue. I like that. That flows. My daughter, who passed away back in November, her name was Tamala Sue. I kind of like the southern, and I convinced her mom, my first wife, that we should name her Tamala Sue, and we did. And a lot of people just shortened that to Tammy Sue. Yeah, I always thought that was a sweet name, Tammy Sue. Linda Sue. Thank you, Bree. You're awesome. LSB. You know, my friend Steve, who I worked with for 28 years, he had 6 more months in than I did for the healthcare system that we worked for. Anyways, one day we were chatting, and he one of the places that he had lived when he first moved to Michigan, he was from California, but when he moved to Michigan, where this is where his bride was from. She's from just down the road from me in Grand Rapids. But when they first got together, they lived in Holland, Michigan, which is on the shore of Lake Michigan. It's like halfway between Muskegon and Chicago, if you will. I don't know. It's about 40 miles southwest of me on Lake Michigan. Holland, famous for Dutch people. Anyways, there is a road, like many of the roads that go along a lake. I'm sure Holland is not the only town that has a lakeshore drive. Now, Steve was talking about, yeah, we were on LSD one night, and he's starting to tell the story about going to the beach or whatever. He was like, excuse me, what did you just say? We were on Lakeshore Drive. I said, that's not what you said. You said LSD. Thought about it. He said, oh my God, did I say that? Yeah, you said you were on LSD. And he said, no, we were doing mushrooms. Jill Suzanne, Jill Suzanne. I like that. That flows as well, Jill. Your name's not Jill. What? No, it's Jill Suzanne. Okay. You know what, Bree? We should put an upside down smile face for that one. we're going upside down. Next thing you know, our boobs will be hanging down but up. But I don't know. I can hardly keep up. At least you're not on Lakeshore Drive. Oh, gosh. A purple baby shark. Okay. I don't know, but I actually believe you. Is this like that chick from Canada? What's her name? Is Alexi. The Ice Queen is Alexi Straightheart. Izzy on the move with the pink koala bear poncho. Thank God it's fun day. See, now it doesn't have to be Friday. It can be fun day any day. I like your choice. It's a good choice, Bree. Your boobs are hanging. No. Well, maybe. I don't know. I don't have... I can pull you up on the screen if you want. You want me to drop my link? I might have enough bandwidth that you won't appear too blurred. Yes, every day is fun day. Oh my God, there's a song about that. Can you tie them in a bow? Do your boobs hang low? I've heard the girls singing that song. And I think I almost know the whole song. I told somebody else to do the beer run. Animal. I saw some gross cartoon here a while back. Nothing against tattoos. I don't have any. And I don't want any. That's just me. But now, like the generation right behind me, that's a big deal. Tats. They've got a lot of money invested in the ink on their bodies. And that's fine. To each his own. But then when you think about it, there was this picture of there's some maybe in the original days they were groupies for Kiss or somebody. Groupies, girls. Yeah, yeah. And they all got their tats. And that was 40 years ago. Do your boobs hang low? And the tats. This is not quite as attractive, perhaps, as they once were. To the bull. His are low. your balls. Hey. Oh. Now, if we had Uncle Lisa Productions here and BB3, we could start talking about horse swans. Oh my goodness. You whistle it even if it gets stuck in your head for hours. That's funny. That's funny. Yeah. I do have something quite serious here before I sign off. I just thought of it a little while ago. Well, I've got a bowl of chicken and rice sitting here. I'll have to put it back in the microwave, but Holly gave it to me just before we went live here. And it's delicious. It really is. But I'm not going to eat in front of you. I mean, it's bad enough that I drink in front of you. Just a minute. Flat blade. I thought that was the Phillips screwdriver I've been looking for, but no, it's flat blade. And we're not going to talk about screwdrivers at the moment. Price of eggs. I mean, everybody, who isn't talking about the price of eggs? And you get Bree, you're cracking me up. Anyways, have you noticed the price of eggs? Yes, you have. Have you noticed the price of chicken? Price of eggs are outrageous. And chicken is a bargain right now. They can get chicken for 99 cents a pound, for crying out loud. I bought a family pack the other night with, I don't know, well, I'm eating them now. Big old fat drumsticks. And they're good, but Holly's a great cook. I could maybe do them like that, but she boiled them, she fried them, she boiled them, baked them, and fried them. It's a 3-step process. I have done that, but it was 40 years ago. Anyway, price of eggs, skyrocket. Price of chicken, in the basement. Why is that? Does it have anything to do? Does it have anything to do with all the chickens died of bird flu? And they had to get rid of the bodies somewhere, right? What is it they say? Make sure you cook your food thoroughly. Yeah, you better. I think there could be more than bubonic plague in these chickens. Like bird flu. Can you get shots for that? We got shots for swine flu. We got shots for bovine flu, I think, didn't we? At one time, 25 years ago, wasn't there a bovine flu? Bree does give me the giggles, too. Egg layers are different than meat. I know that, Bree. Damn it, you just spoiled my story. That's all right. I got to refine it. I just came up with that one tonight anyways. I got to refine it. It's kind of like the other joke that you'll probably hear from Holly on Saturday, because she's like, oh, I'm going to use that. You know, but I just came up with it. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I've been watching the History Channel. I got a theory about the History Channel too. I'll tell you that in just a moment. But I thought to myself, what do they call the time of day in Moscow, in the Soviet Union, formerly the Soviet Union? 3:30 in the afternoon in Moscow. Do they have a name for it, like we have a name for our time period of 3:30 p.m. in the afternoons during the week? Well, you know what we call that. But over there in Moscow, do they call it Russian hour? Russian hour. That sounds like we should all stop off at the pub and have a shot of vodka. Avian flu, thank you. I remember. Regular boob is teeny and meat boob is huge. Okay. I trust you, Bree. You're the farm gal here. And then I trust Jill, too. Because she is well-versed no matter what. She probably caught on to the Russian hour before I did. It's all part of the Corona family. You know, I think we talked about this, what, two years ago? Going on 3? Do you know that the Corona Brewing Company, let's see, I know the name of it, Cervas, anyways, it's Corona beer, made in Mexico. Do you know their stock went down over 40%? Or not stock, but they had their stock value dropped over 40% when we had Corona. They called it Corona. They didn't call it COVID. They called it Corona. At the very first, when this started happening, I knew about it. Let's see. I think it hit here. Everybody started realizing, oh my God, we got a problem. We got a pandemic. Like in February, 2 years ago, February, was it? But I knew about it in November, prior to February. I mean, I didn't know exactly what was going on, but I saw a video that came out of China, and it was on YouTube, and it was kind of couched in secrecy. And it showed people falling down in the streets of, I don't know if it was Beijing or where it was. May have been that town where they say that the Corona, at that time they called it Corona, virus started. That video, you can't find it. In fact, it wasn't very long after I saw it in November, that video was gone. And one day I think you might remember it. But yeah, it was a Chinese lady and it was translated. And saying, got something bad going on. Something got out of the lab, a wet Russian, yes. And Linda knows 420. And then there's Lakeshore Drive. And then there's Timothy Leary. Timothy Leary's dead. No, he's outside. We're looking in. Timothy Leary's dead. No, he's outside. We're looking in. He'll fly his astral plane, take 2 trips around the bay, bring you back the same day. Timothy Leary. That's Moody Blues. Timothy Leary. I loved it. Is this real life? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. March 13th. Thank you, Joe. And she saw that video as well. And it was Friday the 13th. How about that? Whoa. Yeah. You slipped into an alternate universe. Hey, I've been studying that. I'm seriously worried that I might be a real pirate in an alternate universe and I'm being chased by aliens from the 5th dimension. What did they sing? Does anybody remember? It was Motown music, I can tell you that. Detroit, let's go. All right. Thank you, Jill. My cheeks are starting to hurt, too. So don't be a lone stranger. A Lone Ranger stranger or something. It's not hard work. It's about the easiest thing to do. But I think I may have to just end this broadcast so I can go pee. I was laughing so hard, tears are running down my leg. Well, you saw that. I don't know if you saw it, Bree, but in the if you go in Synchronicity, my bus, on the overhead above the steering wheel across the top there's a sign there that will tell you that. It's a big sign. It's the very first sign that ever went in Synchronicity. It used to hang here in the office, but I put her in the bus. But that's what it says. I laughed so hard, tears ran down my leg. It's so true. With cheeks. We got into this cheeks discussion a few days ago about something. I think was it on Ron Darrell? I don't know. It was one of those nights I actually stayed up and the California raisins. Yeah. Did they die of something, Linda? I used to have a California raisin. I don't know where he went. I got the M&Ms, guys. Yeah, it's an AM/FM radio. I think it's cool. I've had it for years. All right, there was something else. Oh, History Channel. I mentioned the History Channel. I've been watching the History Channel. Yeah, they were kind of Motown. They reminded me of Sonny Liston. No, he was a fighter. Okay. Cassius Clay. No, he was a fighter too. Changed his name to Muhammad because he had to. If you join Islam, you are required. You give up your given name. If I was to become Islamic, and Joe could probably tell you a lot more about this than I can. But no, you give up your given name and you become whatever name you choose that is Islamic, if you will, or Muslim. So yeah, Cassius Clay became Muhammad Ali because he joined Islam. And that was a requirement and still is. History Channel. I've been dreaming History Channel here lately. But I thought to myself, this is interesting. History Channel is coming back. And then I happened to see a History Channel that was produced 4 months ago. That's what it says right there on the YouTube, 4 months ago. I'm thinking, wow, this is about UFOs, and I don't know what it was about. Might have been Egypt or oceans drained or unearthed or whatever. It was some history, and it was 4 months ago. I thought, man, this is recent. Cool. Because I used to watch the History Channel when I had, cable vision, I don't know, 10 years ago. Man, 8 years ago. I'd watched the History Channel and I loved it. And so I'm watching History Channel on YouTube and I'm thinking, this is great. I get, oh man, don't have to, it's 45 minutes. Well, it used to be an hour when you watched it on cable, but that means, they took out the commercials. Well, there's still commercials, but they're, Dana from StreamYard. Or what's that other chick's name from that web where you can get websites built? Not Dana. Dawn? I can't remember. Anyways, it's YouTube commercials and you can skip them. That's better than it was when we had cable. Of course, you got to be awake to skip them. Anyways, all of a sudden it dawned on me. I was watching this history thing and it's 4 months old and like, wait a minute. I never got to watch as much History Channel as I wanted 8 years ago or even prior to that. Because I was always working. I was always doing something. I'm outdoors. By the time I got indoors to be able to watch the History Channel, it was time for bed for me. I was a workaholic, and I'd work till I dropped. So, but for some strange reason, the History Channel program that I'm watching a few nights ago, that was made 4 months ago, it was released 4 months ago. But wait a minute. Let's go back to reproductive music. It was re-released. I figured it out. I've seen this one before. When did I see it? Oh, probably. So I started looking for clues. So they just passed a gas station, and gas was $1.94. Wait a minute. Anyways, yeah, these are old History Channel clips. Some of them I can tell they've doctored them and put them back together. They've done their share of editing. And they're on YouTube. There's some series. There's, ancient civilizations, ancient aliens, episodes about Nikola Tesla. There's all kinds of History Channel favorites, if you will. And you're thinking, oh, they're coming back. They're coming back. No, they're not. These are repeats, re-edited, re-released, if you will. And why? Why would History Channel do that? Hello? History Channel's got, 11 million or more subscribers. Wouldn't you like to have 11 million subscribers on YouTube? Of course, I know my luck. I'd have 11 million subscribers and 0 watch hours. So much for your monetization. No, I'm guessing that History Channel's making a couple dollars from YouTube advertising. Well, why not? I'm not complaining. And I'm loving it that I'm getting to see History Channel, because you know what? I'm not seeing it on antenna TV. Not here, anyways. TSA had their way with me too many times. Oh, I gotcha. And when you say they had their way with you, you know what? If I worked for the TSA and you come walking across my threshold, what are you hiding in there? Let me see. Oh, no, I wouldn't do that. Well, I don't know. I don't work for the TSA, so how would I know? What's standard operating procedure, SOP? But, okay, Johara. That's actually a pretty name. But I like Joe better. It has something to do with fetching pails of water and me breaking my crown. What crown? It's a pirate's hat. Crowns are for kings. No, I know the crown. All right. Yes. Oh, gosh. Someday, Joe, I have got to sit down with you and listen to your stories. I got a couple, but not like yours. Yours are way, way more interesting than mine. My dirtiest story is a pig fell in the mud. No, yours not dirty stories. I know that. No, but you've had some experiences in life that I would love to listen to and learn from. Take surveys. I thought it said take squirrels. I saw some lyrics the other day, and it was a song, and it had the word girls in it. But they took out girls and made it squirrels. And it was funnier than shit. Squirrels, squirrels, squirrels. Squirrels, squirrels, squirrels. No, it wasn't that song, but that kind of rings a little bit too. Oh, another one that Holly will be telling you on Saturday night, but and I came up with it, but fall and it's dreary out. Well, it's winter now, but it's always been so dreary and no sunshine. And people, it's known that suicide rates go up when the weather has been like this for too long. But it affects animals, at least I think it does. Have you noticed all these deer committing suicide? Are you still with me, Bree? Where is she? It's in their name. History Channel replaying the past. Whoa! Whoa, Linda, that's good. Hadn't thought that. It's in their name. Well, I'll put one with that then, and you've heard it, and I can't remember who said it first, but those who can't remember history are doomed to repeat it. Yeah, it's going to have to be reheated. I just took a little bite of rice. Well, thank you. Thank you very much. Oh, I do wish you could come to M23. I wish I'd win the lottery and buy you a motorhome so you take space, reserve space number 73 before Charlie does. Charlie Grace will probably get that same space. Good. How's your cheeks? We've actually gotten a little more serious minded here, but psychologically speaking, we all know, and it's in our history. How about that? The mass, tragedy, and humor, or comedy, tragedy and comedy. The two masks. One's black, the other one's white. Kind of almost looks like when they show them together, it's kind of like the yin and yang symbol, kind of good, bad, evil, and I don't know, how would you say that? Satan, God. It represents all of that, if you will. Karma. You know, you don't have to bring Jesus or anybody else into the equation. You can just call it what you want. But psychologically speaking, and psychologists can tell you this, that we are all kind of like the bubble-headed bleach blonde who can tell you about the plane crash with a gleam in her eye, the dirty laundry side, or the Bree and I laughing over a duck that fell out of the sky. It was a pretty duck, too. You know what I mean? From tragedy comes comedy. If we didn't have comedy, let's say we didn't have comedy about the bird flu or the coronavirus, what would you do if you didn't have comedy? You'd probably go up to the store, buy a 6-pack of Corona in the bottles. They don't put it in cans. Not the regular Corona. They do the more potent one that comes in cans. But can't remember what that's called. Got an I with a Corona or something. But no, you take at least one of those bottles of that 6-pack and hit it over your head. If that didn't work, grab another and hit it over your head. Because you wouldn't be able to take the tragedy that we have in this veil of existence that we are in. So, comedy is our relief. In fact, I call it comedy relief. And Bree calls it comedy makes me pee. But seriously, psychologically speaking, if we were not able to make jokes about the most serious things, we wouldn't be very happy people, I don't think. My friend Debbie, I haven't seen her in a long time. She is one of the organizers for the American Cancer Society. She has had breast cancer, and she has survived. And she's got the bodacious tatas. Anyways, she was my friend growing up. I'll show you pictures of her sometime. We dated each other from the time we were like 14. One of the funny things we did, she worked for, she was in the senior year. I went to Hudsonville High School. She went to Wyoming Park High School. But now there was another high school in the city of Wyoming. At that time, it was called Rogers High School. They have since combined. Now it's just Wyoming High School. But at that time, there was Wyoming Park and there was Rogers. And there was another high school, Covenant Christian. I think they were up closer to Byron Center, however. But anyways, we went to the Wyoming Park prom. We went to the Hudsonville prom. And Debbie, she was on, what do you call that, work program in the senior year. In other words, she had a job as part of earning her graduating points, or whatever you call it. What her job was at. She was she was a secretary at Rogers High School. Yeah, she attends Wyoming Park, but she would, when it was in the afternoon, she would go over to Rogers Park and spend a couple hours as secretarial. And that was part of the, I don't know, education program. We didn't have that at Hudsonville. I don't know why, but it was kind of cool. She learned secretarial skills at the high school a few blocks away from the high school she attended. But anyways, as said, she and I went to the Hudsonville prom. We went to the Wyoming Park senior prom as well. And then she got tickets for the Rogers Park, Rogers High School prom, senior prom. So we knew a lot of these kids from Rogers High School because we worked with them in local restaurants. And we were rivals in football and basketball and all that. But anyways, we knew a lot of these kids. And a lot of those kids knew us. They also knew that Debbie went to Wyoming Park and I went to Hudsonville. And they're like, what are you two doing here all dressed up at our prom? Debbie and I are like, ain't it now? But yeah, we neither one of us were from Rogers, but we were there at the prom. That was fun. But utterless. Trapdoor credits. Are we rolling credits now? We probably should. I can't believe I've been on here over an hour. Yeah, I hear you, Joe. Utterless. Moo. Oh, I remember that outfit, Bree. I love that. Look at rough camper. I'm scrolling up and I'm reading what you guys have been talking about. The Shakespeare remix, yes. Oh, I was talking about comedy and tragedy, yes. Yes. You need a toozy now? A lovely trapdoor. Oh. It was a man trap. Oh my God, I should leave this running and go to bed and let you guys chat with one another. Am I stepping on anybody's toes tonight? Is Ron Darrow, has he gone live yet? He got Kenny up there on the screen? What? It is past my bedtime, Joe, by about 4 hours. I've always been an early to bed and early to rise. That's my whole life. Time I was a kid, 5 o'clock in the morning, boom, my eyes were wide open. And earlier on those particular Saturdays that Dad said, we're going fishing, get up. It's 3:30 in the morning. But he wanted to get to the best fishing hole before dawn. I don't know how he knew dawn, but She was a nice girl. She lived next door. Maybe he's smarter than I thought. It felt like a trapdoor. For the guys, it's like, uh-oh, the horse is going to get out. Gotta shut that barn door. Oh, goodness. All right. I think I covered all the wrongdoings of the day. I have made a blithering idiot out of myself. I've probably lost another 10 subscribers by now. I don't care. I'm having fun, and that's what it's all about. Thank God it's fun day. I may use that. I just might use that, Bree. Everybody will think, oh, Jack's going to talk about Bree. And it won't have a damn thing to do with Bree. Will we approach breast cancer again? Not tonight. Not tomorrow. I think we're okay for a couple days. Ladies, please, don't ignore it. Please, get that mammogram if it's time, or if the doc says go, do it. Have your husband or boyfriend do a physical exam. Why not? There's nothing wrong with that. Not at all. If it leads to playing reproductive music, I'm joking. I saw a TikTok thing the other day that kind of surprised me. I don't know. These kids are doing anything these days on TikTok. But guy's walking along, and this girl's walking towards him, and he says, hey, nice pussy. And she goes, yeah, nice cock. And then she goes. Then the next one, a younger girl with nice breasts, if you will. No, you can tell, no bra. And he says to her, those are some nice buns. And she says, yeah, would you like to lick them? And then she goes off. You know it's staged, but they're getting, 11 million views. Come on. Use it. I will. I think I will. I'll be creative about it, though. And you'll get the royalty checks. That seems fair. 6 watching. Yeah, I'm not stepping on any toes. Lost a button, so you had to flap. Oh, that is good, Joe. Well, you can make lemonade when you have one of those kind of days. I'm probably one of the few guys on here. Well, I'm the only guy on here, come to think of it. I think Paul, he went to bed. But I can tell you, ladies, and you'll get a chuckle out of it. But, this was after high school. This is, Bob and Peggy, they lived at 48th Street in Eastern at Countryside Estates. Apartments, townhouses. They had a townhouse apartment, if you will. And they were always having some kind of a party every weekend, it seemed like. And one weekend, I think it was a Saturday night, they had a toga party. Toga. And so I went. And it was Peggy, Bob and Peggy. Anyways, Peggy said, oh, yeah, it's going to be authentic toga. So I didn't know. I mean, I knew what a toga was. The Romans wore them, or the Greeks, or somebody. But I actually went to a library and looked it up. And I said, Mom, do we have any extra sheets? And my mom got a hoot out of it. I'd written down how the toga is made and how it's worn and how it's. She kind of figured out, yeah, you got to wrap it this way, you got to wrap it that way. But what I also learned from the Encyclopedia Britannica, or what was it, other one, Collier's? Anyways, you don't wear undergarments with a toga. You wear a toga. period. And when you think about it, the Romans, they were big on baths. And I think I've actually seen somewhere along the line in a movie, but it was kind of a little bit foggy or steamy, something. But anyways, when the Romans went to go to their baths, they just took their toga off and went in the water. They didn't have undergarments on. So I went authentic. But I was 73, Joe. But I went authentic, and yeah, the girls were snickering after a while. It's hard to keep a toga from, you have to keep adjusting it, you know. Yeah. Do your balls hang low? Well, Cookie, welcome aboard. Yeah, no. The World Book, thank you. World Book Encyclopedia. You know, we didn't have internet back then. How did we learn things? We paid attention in school. That's why I don't know a damn thing about government, how it works. Actually, I do know a lot more about government now than they ever taught me in school, because I slept through government class in school because it was first our senior year. I was working 40 hours a week at the lumber mill and going to school full time. First hour, 8 o'clock in the morning. You think I could stay awake through the teacher who talked about the United States government? Here is the Congress, and this is a accident looking for a place to happen. Wake up, Jack. I said, wake up, Jack. So many times. I failed government class. Now, mind you, I was a 3.0 student, honor roll. I failed government in the senior year. Why did I have 3.0? Well, I could stay awake for music classes, and I had 4 music classes in my senior year. If I hadn't had to take government in the senior year, I might have been more closer to a 3.5 grade average. Because in my junior year, I didn't work full time. No, Linda. I was quite modest. I was trying to be authentic. And authentic meant you don't wear any shorts. You know, what we have, boxer shorts back then. Yeah, you could get the bikini briefs, I think. But that was kind of a new thing in the 70s, early 70s. The milk and cookies. I remember that. Was it June Lockhart or some other actress that played on Lassie? Remember Lassie? Well, we used to have a little joke about the Lassie show. It was like, boy, Mom, this milk and cookie dinner we're having today it's as good as that milk and cookie supper we had yesterday. And I think it might be even better than the milk and cookie lunch we had 2 days ago. Did you ever notice on the Lassie show they were always having milk and cookies? That wasn't true on Father Knows Best. They had meat and potatoes. And maybe pie once in a while. No, wait, that was Hazel. 4.0 was for kids that didn't sleep through government class. That's true. I have to say that's true. But yeah, I know a hell of a lot more about how government operates. Must be the shady side of me that understands. than I did in high school, for sure. And back then I was naive. It's like, oh, the government will take care of everything. Don't worry. We were very patriotic. You know, we still had prayer. We still had the Pledge of Allegiance. We still were dying in Vietnam. I think it's time for me to go now. But I gotta have a happy note. Give me a happy note. Bree, Jill, somebody give me a happy note that I can end on. I don't want to think about Vietnam. I lost buddies there as well. And then the 70s were like, you know, what? Springsteen, summer of '69. Oh my God. Truth. Kid Rock also mentions 1969 as well. There's a few songs from that era that should be in the history books because true. Those things were actually happening. Yeah, well, I was there to prove it to you. Lakeshore Drive my ass doing mushrooms. All right. It is what it is, yeah. Yeah, that's a good phrase, Cookie. It's not the happy phrase that I wanted to end this live stream on. Yeah, it's accurate. All right, as the British would say, I've blathered long enough. By the way, Peppa, Worm's Eye View, she had a great video today. Go check it out. Tell her I sent you. See if you can find my comment in Worm's Eye View, because she had me laughing. The frost on the fleece, something. Well, yeah. It was a great video. Bad weather over there in the UK, kind of, sort of. Especially if you're a farmer. 69, good year, yeah. Some cool cars, too. Linda, 71. Oh, my. So you know what I'm talking about. Drove our Chevys to the levee, but it was dry. Who drank all the beer? Damn it. Yeah, I like Peppa, too. She's awesome. A lot of people, they've watched Pippa from time to time, and they love her. They forget that Pippa's a caravaner. Not her and her hubby don't go all the time, but when it's time, they do. They have a van, camper van. We call them caravans over there. I think it's cool. Yeah, you were there. You probably wrote the book, Linda. Peppa the Pig. No, it's not Peppa Pig. It's Worm's Eye View. And I don't think she has any pigs. She has a weasel. I believe it's a weasel. It could be a ferret. But it was white. So it's probably an albino ferret or a domesticated weasel. I'm not sure. I could be totally off base too. I don't know all my animals. Bree, you'll have to go look. See, you were one of our offspring, Bree. We were playing that reproductive music. Olivia Newton-John, yes. And you know, Holly loves that show, Welcome Back, Kotter. John Travolta's on that show. And that was before him and Olivia with the disco music, whatever. She just doesn't know it. Oh, baby Bree. Yeah, I'd call her baby if I could. I do. Come away. Ooh, baby. Her husband's going to kill me. Can't say as I blame him. Did you hear that? No, I'm doing a live stream still. You know what? She didn't steal my heart. Because I was still in love with Gidget. I think I fell in love with Gidget when I was like 12. Mickey Mouse is on. Let's watch. Yeah, let's watch Gidget. You know, she is an amazing lady. Yeah, there was okay. So there was her. There was Sophia Loren. I thought was pretty hot, even though she was much older than me, like probably 5 years. Bridget Bardot. Yeah, there were some bombshells for sure. And then along came Lena Lovelace, and the whole world kind of fell in. Seriously, we were 16, 17. We went to Grand Rapids Civic Theater. You know, those old theaters in the downtown settings were starting to decline, and the larger theaters in the suburbs were starting to come up. Well, in the suburbs were a little bit more on, at least where I grew up, a little more on the Victorian prudish side, if you will. But in the den of iniquity called downtown Grand Rapids, they didn't have any problem showing Behind the Green Door or Deep Throat. So a bunch of us, I think we're 17, maybe 18. I was 17, I know that. But a few of the girls and guys from the restaurant that we worked at, we got out of work. We usually got completely done by 9 o'clock at night. We closed at 8, we were done by 9. It was the Zweden House. But, you know, then we went downtown to the Civic Theater and watched Linda Lovelace. And like, there's some blushing going on, that's for sure. Good memories. Good memories. What is that between your legs? Hey, we grew up kind of churchy and shy and sheltered. 2 hours late? Yeah. You know what, Cookie? I'm 4 hours late. Actually, I'm going on 5. Oh, God. All right. That's it. 12:30. Hour and a half for a pop-up live, which was a test to see how many people would come in. Now, the real test is to see who watches the replay, who gets clickbaited by the title. You know, there could be some guys hiding behind the board with the 2 holes in it, and on that side, well, the guy is sitting behind it on a chair and got kind of a weird smile on his face, and the front side says free breast exams, please insert. Yeah. Anyways, this was an experiment to see. This is clickbait. No, I didn't put a pretty girl with big boobs on the thumbnail. I should try that. No, it just seems kind of chauvinistic. That's not the right word. I'll think of the right word. It just seems kind of degrading, perhaps. I don't want to do that because I don't feel that way. I mean, we could joke about shit. We can do that all day and all night, forever. But to actually mean it, well, that would be extremely horrible. And for somebody to be clickbaited because they think they're going to see some bodacious tatas, you know, shut up and go watch reruns of Benny Hill. Eventually, you get to see some. They may not be very bodacious, but they're still cute. Shameless title. Yeah. I don't know. Do you think it was? Was it a shameless title? I tried not to make it too engaging, if you will, but I wanted the attention. But I mostly wanted to pull you in and tell you, get your boobs examined, please. All right. You fell for clickbait? Jill knows better. You didn't fall for it. No way, Linda. You didn't fall for my clickbait. It was intended to be clickbait, though. I wanted to see, and I won't know probably till hours from now if there was other, especially guys. Well, it could have been a few girls too. But, I mean, they're thinking they're going to see boobs, because of my title. I'd probably get kicked off of YouTube for that, wouldn't it? I'm not switching my platform to TikTok. Get that shit. All right. The title did not fool me. You didn't see the title, Cookie. Okay. The title was Do-It-Yourself Mammograms. Warning in capital letters. I'm shouting at you. Warning, graphic content. That's on the thumbnail. Oh, Cookie. Jill's trying to trap you. Yeah. Here you go, Cookie. Oh, God. Oh, I'm going to start peeing my pants again. All right. Yeah. Kind of sort of flashed you. I thought I was going to flash you. I would have had to stand up. I still got the heater going in here. It's kind of warm. Do my balls hang low? Yeah. I am going to get kicked off. I'm going to kick myself off. Yes, that's true. That's very true. And more than that, I mean, I think, I don't know this for a fact, but I think there's a separate segment of YouTube that is private. It's like members only. And there's girls, maybe guys too. I mean, hello. I mean, I've heard rumors. I don't want to know any more than that. Rumors is fine. I'm in enough trouble, for one. Number two, it doesn't really interest me. I mean, I graduated from Deep Throat and Behind the Green Door. That was 50 years ago. Come on. Doesn't mean I don't appreciate tatas. And yeah, 69 was a great year for more than one reason. And all this time I thought it was an astrological sign for people born in July. The crab. 6, 6 and the 9, that's the crab. And the sign was, ironically enough, Cancer. How about that? It could be, Cookie. I mentioned earlier before you came in that a woman's breasts are mentioned in, I believe, Song of Solomon. No, I can't quote you chapter and verse. But somewhere in the Bible, probably in Psalms or Song of Solomon, it refers to the woman's breasts as being a comfort to her. I don't know if it said to her master or to. It didn't say to her girlfriend. Let's put it that way. Yeah, it was in a series of verses that basically it wasn't a chapter about the perfect wife, but somewhere in that vicinity. That was in Proverbs, wasn't it? So maybe, Psalms or Song of Solomon or possibly Proverbs, it talks about a woman's breasts being fantastic. Seriously, though, a comfort. I don't know. I may have to Google it. Rally Creative Travel, welcome aboard, Wayne. Haven't seen you in a long time. Yeah, thank you. 994. Well, that must have happened just a little while ago because when I came on tonight, I was at only 983. But this yesterday morning, as of Wednesday morning, yeah, I was at 992. I was like, wow, getting there. Still behind, who. Watching Tina from behind. Don't tell anybody. But no, she passed me because Blind Views shouted her out and boom. She's boogieing on her way to 1,000. But yeah, I was at 992, and then all of a sudden when I started this live stream, I was at 983. I lost 9. So now you're telling me I've gained another 2? That's interesting. I'm only 6 away from that magical 1,000. And I'm 2,000 away from the magical 4,000. What's the Bible to praise a woman? You should read the Song of Solomon. Song of Solomon. Yeah, I do know that there's parts of it in Song of Solomon. But there are other parts. Is it Proverbs 34? It talks about the perfect wife that I haven't found yet. I know she's out there somewhere. I'll keep sending gifts. Booby chat. Good one, Bree. Oh, did he really? Well, that's good to know. That is fantastic. I'm honored. Very honored. That is cool. I have his poker chip is in here somewhere. Traveling Mike. He wasn't on with me tonight, but he's been on. Somewhere I've got Traveling Mike's poker chip. I don't have one for you yet, Blaine. You should come and join us on Wednesday night at 6 p.m. and get a poker chip. If you can't come to M23, you're likely to get a ping pong ball with your name on it. We're working on it. We may not have slot machines, and we're not going to graduate from what our subject tonight to slots. For tatas tonight, no slots coming up. But as far as M23 and the ping pong balls, is I'm thinking of making a, almost a lottery generator, but instead of having numbers on it, and you draw so many numbers, no, it's not going to be lotto style, but it will be, the ball's going around, and then when the air runs down, one ball will pop out and will be a winner of something. Will anybody have to pay? I don't know. I'm thinking that maybe a donation might be in order, only to defray the costs of M23, because there's costs. Like, for instance, Kevin paid $100 today for the pavilion. And he'd kind of like to get some of that back, understandably. There's Sonia, the RV DJ. I don't know. I think there's a idea of paying her a little something. She normally gets $250 for a 4-hour gig or whatever it is. And she travels to M23 from New Jersey. I don't know. And then there's other costs involved that are probably unseen. Behind the scenes costs that, the last couple of years, I think Kevin has absorbed quite a bit of that. I absorbed a tiny bit, but nothing to write home about. I don't have anybody at home to write to anyways. This year I'm more involved, and I'll be more involved financially, as well as doing crazy things and having crazy fun. Yeah, I don't know. I got to think about it. I don't like to charge for anything. But maybe if they call it a donation, that helps with M23 or maybe even M24. Who knows? It helps, and it also maybe gets around any gambling laws, if you will. But you still got to give, if you're going to have somebody give you $1, let's say, for a ping pong ball with their name on it and put it in the thing, and if you draw their ping pong ball at a certain time when you say, well, they should get something for that. Not just a kick in the ass, get something. New subscriber, a surfer subscribe to your channel. Cool. I'm going to have to thank them. If you're on here, a surfer, thank you. Thank you for coming aboard. Did I really? Oh, that's right. Sonia did have a tip jar. I do remember that. How in the... Oh, it's got to be thanks to Mike. Holy crap. Do you think I beat Tina? All right. This is cool. I'm, now if this is actually happening and I stay above 1K for at least I'm going to say at least 2 weeks. If I stay there, I'm going to party like you wouldn't believe, probably around Valentine's Day. It'll be sweet. We might party every night for a while. I'll do a live stream every night at 6 for the whole week. And do scratch offs and giveaways and have Bree come on the screen and tell bad jokes. Something. Good jokes. I can tell a joke and it's bad, but if Bree tells it, it's going to be fantastic. Thank you. Thank you. This is amazing. No, I don't have watch hours, Carol. That I do know. That'll take another 5 years. I am not concerned in the least about monetization. It'd be fun. I wonder about some people, and I'll probably ask this question. Well, hey, Rally, you're monetized, aren't you not? Rally Creative Travel Blade. Was there kind of a little tickle when you got your first $1 from YouTube in your bank account? Anybody else here? Has that happened to you, Bree? Who else here, Mike? What do you get when you motorboat a breastfeeding woman? I love it, Blaine. Yeah. I'm glad I didn't go off yet. Apple chocolate. Hey, I'm not against chocolate. I'm not against any flavor. I think it's beautiful. Wow, I just can't. It doesn't show here. I'll have to, once I do actually sign off and go back on, I'll like flip out. I eat a cupcake in my own honor. with ice cream. I got some of those double chocolate cupcakes. I think I have one left. Then I've got the Deer Tracks Hudsonville ice cream. That's to die for. But I probably won't be. Once I finish this big plate of chicken legs and rice, probably won't. Or there's somebody else, a new friend. Can't read it. Let's see. Pop up. Anyways, it says big like. I'm getting pop-ups here concerning new subscribers, so this is cool. Very cool. It's chocolate or vanilla. Strawberry, I'd be concerned. You know what? One of my best girlfriends, Blake. She was the blend. She was mulatto. She was beautiful and she was fun. We'd go to Bob and Peggy's apartment and play spaceship under the kitchen table. Yeah. It was fun. Wow. Now here's one that says, a surfer says that Mike and Captain Jack told me about you, or whatever. It says 1K. Thank you, Linda. Oh my God. Cookies and cream, Jill. Yes. She was gorgeous. Her name was Cynthia. And her mom was white. Her dad was black. I never met her dad. I met her uncle, who was black. I met her mom, of course. And her mom could cook soul food like you would not believe. Now, some people probably like, what do you mean chicken necks? No, seriously. Chicken necks is a soul food delicacy. And I tell you what, I couldn't get enough of them. But I was just a, white Anglo-Saxon Protestant chauvinistic male from Hudsonville. I was in hog heaven. A beautiful girl. Mom was a fantastic cook, and I'm thinking, I hope Cynthia learns from her mom how to cook this stuff because it's amazing. Nothing wrong with a mix. That's right. My parents were prejudiced. Not just prejudiced, even anti-Semitic, which is, I still think it's sad. My sister and I, once in a while, we talk about it. It's like, gosh, why were our parents like that? I don't know. War, ignorance. How about brainwashed? My parents weren't stupid, but brainwashed is a possibility. They drank the Kool-Aid of their time. But what proof did they have that, I don't know. We just couldn't figure that out. And then, you'll like this one. You're going to like this one. Mom, God rest her soul. She loved to drop the name. My last name is Winkler. So I grew up with everybody going, hey, can you give me a Coke out of that machine? Just hit it just right like you do. Okay. They're referring to Henry Winkler as the Fonz. And yeah, I think Henry Winkler is really cool. Great actor. Fantastic. And just, I can't say enough good things about Henry Winkler. Probably somebody out there can say something bad about him. You know what? My mom constantly dropped the name, Henry Winkler, that's my son's 42nd cousin twice removed. Well, I realized she was being a little facetious there, twice removed. But she'd say, well, you and Henry have the same nose. And I'm like, Mom, Henry has his nose and I have my nose. And never the twain shall meet. Whatever. Yeah, my sister used to laugh about it all the time. Like, yeah, you do look like the Fonz. Shut up. Anyway, I forget. I was in Granville, Michigan. I stopped at Perrin's, which was our beer store. And I'm getting ridiculous pop-ups about claim your $1,000. Yeah, well, that doesn't go with YouTube. Anyways, Roy and Becky are here. My goodness. Yeah, I've been lost on memory lane. I still am. There was a People magazine. Let's see, what year would this have been? This would have been 72. Summer of 72. And it was People magazine. I picked it up just to look at it. I was waiting in line, I think. I don't know. But I noticed Henry Winkler's picture was on the front of it. So I opened it, and I went, there's a 14-page article with pictures and circles and arrows and a paragraph on the back of each one explaining what each one was. And in walks the judge with a seeing eye dog. No, it's different than that. It wasn't Alice's Restaurant. But it was all pictures of Henry and all about his life and how he became an actor and on and on. And then there was one picture that really caught my eye. Knowing how my parents were, Dad had passed away earlier in 72. He passed away in August of 72. So this must have been fall. It was still warm weather. I know that. But anyways, I called my sister when I got home. We didn't have cell phones. I called her. Mom was not there. She was actually at work. She hadn't got home yet. I put the beer in the fridge and I put the magazine on the table and I talked to my sister about it. I said, wait till you see this. And when I told her what it was, she said, you know what, I'm going to come over. And she did. And she got there just before my mom did. So Jeannie and I, that's my sister, Jeannie. Jeannie and I are sitting in the kitchen. We're waiting. I opened the People magazine and set it right on the table. Mom comes in, hi, kids, blah, blah, blah. And she gets a beer out of the fridge and she lights a cigarette and sits down. She sees the People magazine and then she didn't say another word. My sister and I were going. From that day forward, Mom never mentioned Henry Winkler whatsoever, because the picture that I'm referring to was Henry Winkler entering the synagogue with his yarmulke on, and yeah. That's how anti-Semite my parents were. Did not care for Jews. Well, you know, and this is interesting. My sister and I have had talks about this too. We don't know exactly our earlier history, and maybe the Mormons could help us figure it out, but we haven't spent the money for the genealogy and all that. But we do know this much, that when we were younger, we were taught basically that our ancestors came from Prussia, which is, you know, basically Eastern Germany or Western Germany area. Where the Sound of Music was filmed or based on, like the Von Trapp family. You know, the hills are alive. But our original name was Von Winkler. So it was pronounced Von Winkler. But when our ancestors, this would be great-great-grandparents, I would assume, came over in the late 1800s, maybe mid-1800s to the United States or to the Americas. Anyways, they dropped the Von and the pronunciation became Winkler, more English pronunciation, and the Von was dropped. Why? I mean, the Dutch people came over and they were Van this and Van that, and they didn't drop the Van, they kept the Van. I'm thinking I would have kept the Van too. I had a few, which I still have. I had a 78 Ford van, I had a 69 Chevy van, I had a 65 Dodge van. Hey, it doesn't matter. But no, the Dutch didn't drop the van, but the Winkler family dropped the Von. Come to find out, in studies I have done, there was other family names that had the Von. Well, the Von's gone when they come to the United States. Why? Persecution. Well, what do you mean persecution? They were persecuting Jews back then in the 1850s, 1860s. It wasn't just in World War II. Yeah, Holly. Never mind. What's that? Okay, I can't believe I've been on here this long. Yeah. All right. So there you go. Salzburg, Germany. Thank you. Thank you, Cookie. I understand. I tread lightly. But I don't mind saying my parents were anti-Semitic. And that doesn't make me. See that the prejudice part too. We could touch on that a little bit. Ignorance is not bliss. But, my sister and I were raised kind of like, stay away from black people. Oh, God. And those Jews will screw you every time. Stay away from them. They're money mongers and blah, 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 blah. Well, somewhere along the line, my sister and I, we didn't buy that shit. You mentioned that to me. You did mention that before. Todd Johnson, welcome aboard. If you feel like you just stepped into a time warp, watch the replay and you can see Bree pee. No, you can imagine that she's peeing, but it's just because she's laughing so hard. We've had a lot of fun tonight talking about boobs. No, Jill. Well, probably. My assumption would be that his branch of the von Winklers changed their name when they got here too, but they did not give up their faith. Mine were most likely Jewish, but became Christian proselytes, if you will, back in the late 1800s. Why don't pirates go to strip clubs? Because they already have all the booty. That's a good one. You've been taking lessons from Mark or Carl, the hermit with Wi-Fi. I have some regulars that come on here, Blaine. Linda will tell you, we get going pretty good sometimes around here. The jokes sometimes will head a little bit south. Yeah, I hope the kiddos are asleep. What was that one? Don't do that, Johnny. Just hear it. Yeah, that's a good one, Julia. We laid it up for Todd. Now I can go to bed. Todd's here and he can take over. He's satisfied now, Bree. Are you getting him off? Yeah, I did, Todd. Can you believe it? I still can't believe it. I lost 9 subs according to YouTube earlier today. And I was like, yeah, right. I'm never going to make that crazy little milestone of 1,000. Tina's going to get there before I do, Well, yeah, you got to think Tina came from way behind. I mean, she was gradually gaining on me, but a couple of weeks ago, she was still 900 and, I don't know, 940, no. She was just breaking 900 a couple of weeks ago. And this morning, she pushed ahead of me. Actually, it was yesterday. So I was teasing her that I was having fun being behind her because the view was pretty nice. See, if she was within arm shot, she would have hit me. Yeah, she's been putting out some videos, Roy. 2 or 3 in the last week that, you know, the real life, as Tina likes to put forth. Bree's cheeks are hurting. I'll tell you what, Bree, well, you watched it. I don't know if you were, Cookie, I think, was watching. He was there. Were you still awake when Nate and I, and, you know, many others, were doing Nate's live stream after late on Saturday night at M22? That's actually one of the best videos from M23 in a way. It was hilarious. Ringo's here. Oh my goodness. No, this isn't a celebration party, Ringo. It was just, I decided to do a test, a clickbait, if you will, type of experimental live stream, disguised as do-it-yourself mammogram. And there hasn't been that many people in here tonight. But I was thinking, well, now tomorrow, or, you know, sometime today, which is Thursday, I would check and see how many people did click on it, you know, clickbait. You know, that maybe, you know, there'd be people out there that are like, oh, maybe we'll see some boobs. Did anybody watch Debbie Moore's latest? That would make you sick. It made me sick. I don't know. She's different. Okay. She used clickbait. She does all the time. You know, she uses sexual style expressions, and hey, pulls in the crowds, especially the guys. And I'm guilty. Clickbait. What are you talking about? Oh my God. I will say this for Debbie Moore. Debbie Moore. She responds. You make a comment, you're going to hear back from her. It's not going to be just a heart. If you actually say something that, you know, deserves more than a heart, you will get more than a heart. Promise you. Yeah. Okay. You got licked. Good one, Bree. I'd go for that. I'm not bashful. It's in Proverbs, I think, or Song of Solomon. Where's that at? We gotta find it. Oh goodness! 2 hours. I was gonna be on a half an hour, maybe tops, and we're all still here. People are wandering in. Oh my God. I hear you, Cookie. I'm kind of that too. Her husband's gonna hate us. Hate us. Oh, better put on some armor. Got any Kevlar? We're gonna need it. Oh, this is classic Todd. I'm going to pee my pants. Hey, shit. Stop it. Yeah, public service announcement. It did. It really did. I mean, seriously, people. Yeah. Cookie, you and I gotta make our appointments and get our mammograms. Well, that's not the message. The message was, ladies, please. And as I said earlier on, 2 hours ago or more, I lost 2 lady friends, and one of them was actually my girlfriend, a significant other at that time. And she developed breast cancer, and then she did the chemo. No, wait. My girlfriend, she didn't do the chemo. She did the mastectomy. And, but cancer came back and killed her. And then my neighbor, Liz, she did the chemo, but it came back viciously and killed her. So it's nothing to fool around with. Yes, I realize that if your number is in the Akashic book up there, Akashic, is that how you say it? Anyways, if it's in the big book up there, yeah. See you later. Well, they say you can change the Akashic record if you meditate properly. We'll see. Anyways, is that one of those meals you got to use brass utensils? No, I wouldn't think so. But you might want to think about what's in the oven. No, you're not watching the rerun, Jill. It's still the same one going. Oh my God. But I think it's time for you to watch the rerun. God love you. I'm so happy you were here. I'm glad all of you were here tonight. And I appreciate Blaine from Rally Creative Travel from stopping in and letting me know that I bumped over that 1K mark. Holy cow. If it sticks for a couple weeks, 3 weeks, whatever, mid-February, we're going to... Oh, Jill is watching the rerun. Okay, you must have 2 devices going. Night, Bree. All right. Wow. When she beats the eggs, I love it. I can't leave now. I don't know if I showed this one. Okay, it was on the Tonight Show with Jay Leno. And I do not remember the actress's name, but she pulled a story, if you will, on Jay Leno. She reaches out her hand to Jay Leno and she says, there's a redhead, a brunette, and a blonde. Pick one. He's all right. So he pretends to pick up the blonde. She says, now hold her up to your cheek. What do you feel? He goes, well, I don't know, not much. Not really anything. So I'll put her back. So he puts the blonde back and so now take the brunette. Same thing. Put the brunette up to your cheek and what do you feel? So, well, I don't really feel anything. He says, well, put her back. And so he puts the brunette, the little pretend little girl, back in the actress's hand. And she said, well, now try the redhead. Well, so he puts the redhead up to his cheek. So, do you feel anything? He said, no. So, all right, put the redhead back. So he puts the redhead back. He says, now, here, gently take them in your hands. Okay? So he does. He takes his left hand, picks them up. She says, now put them in your right hand. He puts them in the right hand. She says, now close gently your right hand. He says, okay. She says, now shake them up. Yeah, I'm getting close to that point too. Yes, they were, Cookie. what we used to call that when we get 9 sheets to the wind? We were getting punch drunk. And after punch drunk, some people would pass out and find them under the table with Cynthia playing Spaceship. Damn it, that's my spot. Leave her alone. And then other people continued. I was one of them. To a point, it's like, let's go out to breakfast. The sun's coming up. We were sober. We drank ourselves sober. And some of us actually, it would start out at breakfast. Guess what? If you went to the right place, you could get a Bloody Mary, a real Bloody Mary, and just keep on going. Take a nap in the afternoon, and I'll see you at the pub at 7. This should drink for 3 or 4 days. Oh, I'm glad those days are gone. Tell you the truth, I'm glad. We can joke about them, this and that, blah, 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 but I'm glad they're gone. Yes.
Are you ever going to sign off there?
Yeah, I'm signing off now, Holly. Stop, don't worship me. What would Jack do? WWJD. Oh, it's time to go. Lillian, welcome aboard, but I'm signing off because I'm laughing too hard. It's been, in the last 2 hours, it's been a goofball night. This crew tonight has been wild. Loving it. Thank you, Lillian. Yeah, thank you. Actually hit that magical mark. Can't believe it. That's unbelievable. We'll see if it sticks. So, all right, mateys. I look forward to seeing you Saturday for Guess the Channel. As I said earlier this evening, we'll be doing the current featured channel that we've done 3 times already. We'll do them one more time on the Saturday noon show. And if no one guesses, then I will reveal. If someone does guess, either way, the evening show on Saturday for Guess the Channel will be a new featured channel. So you can look forward to that as well. And Holly by Golly with the weekly laugh report will also be on Saturday night. And who knows what else we'll talk about. So, good night, everyone. Thank you for being aboard for the last 2 hours and 18 minutes. Thank you so much. It was great that you were here when all of a sudden I bumped that 1K. I didn't know that. That's not why I came on. I came on to talk about breast cancer and awareness and mammograms. Please. So, you all know it. You heard me say it, so do it. Fair winds and smiles. May God bless. Good night, everyone.